Nikki and Carly's show. I'm Carly.
I'm Nikki.
That was your cue.
Yeah, I heard. I missed it.
And we're glad you're with us tonight. We're excited for this night. Actually, we we may have already. It's
Uh,
fine. Welcome back to April Fools
yeah. So
edition.
we tried this last night, and we did the whole show, which was fantastic, by the way. I'm sorry y'all missed it, and
We'll try to reenact it tonight.
yeah, we're gonna try to do it again tonight because it only videoed me and didn't record any sound at all. So excuse me for a second while I go onto YouTube and make sure that we are actually live. But we had 12 views on the nothing, so there it is.
We couldn't even get anybody like telling us that it wasn't working, right? Because it
I know,
wasn't getting the chat.
I know, it's terrible. Hold on one second. Jake,
But hey, here we are. We're gonna do it again.
Jake.
So,
Sorry, I'm back. I'm just verifying that we're streaming because I'm a little nervous about last night.
I know.
But
So we're
but
good. Yeah.
yeah, well, we'll
Okay.
find out in 2 seconds. We're just gonna keep going until we find out for sure. But so I had a busy week this week.
You
Um,
did.
yeah, I did. So we had the family in town. So Jake's parents were here, and Mom's here, and Judy's behaved herself. I don't even have any Judy stories this weekend. I know
That's
that's so
crazy.
sad.
I don't know how you have none.
I
That's
know,
weird.
and I've been working her so hard, and I have nothing. Like she's been on her best behavior. So, but
Out in public and everything. It's weird.
I know, and we've been out in public a lot. Yeah, Carly tells me the other day, I'm like, so what are we going to talk about? And she's like, I don't know. You need to go out in public so we have more stories. Asshole. so,
Just go out.
so I've been
Just go
trying to
to the
go out.
store.
I've been trying to go out in public. But so yeah, so this week we had Blaze's birthday. So we kind of celebrated all week. Uh, but his birthday party was so cute. I mean,
Oh,
they were singing to him, and he was just like, "Yeah, yeah, bring it." And he's typically very shy, but to see him with his friends was so fun. And
oh,
oh gosh, he's so cute. And he's actually calling me by my name now, like on his own, to ask me to do things. Oh, so cute. Oh, I thought you were getting like gonna cry. No,
oh,
you're
excuse me.
you're just sneezing. I thought you were getting emotional. I was like, I know. And then it's like, no, you're just sneezing. That's fun. So,
Sorry about that.
okay, so I have a few things to tell you. I have so many
May
things to
God
tell you.
bless me.
God bless you. Yeah. So all the kids came over for Sunday dinner, and we went and played pickleball. Well, my arm's really sore. so so you know the over the door like pull up bar thing?
Yeah.
So I was taking that down and it hit me in the arm. So my arm was real sore, not because I was doing pull ups, but because the thing hit me. So I have like a huge bruise on my arm. But I
Yeah,
was
but the thing about it is the kids. So, okay, first of all, you went and played pickleball. Let's
yeah,
back up. You went and played pickleball,
yeah,
and you just are still kind of recovering. You're
yeah.
kind of out of it. Like,
I
this is
haven't
the
done
first real big
anything
thing
like
you've
that.
done
Yeah, this is the
since your
first time I've
surgery.
done something physical other than walk.
Yeah, you had surgery on your ankle and surgery on your arm.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
the
they all go
kids,
to play pickleball.
yeah, and the kids are
Tell them
calling me
that.
the weak link. Like I'm the weak link. So they're,
Well,
and
see, I
Emily's
said you were the
boyfriend.
last one picked, weren't you? Because they were all like, is anybody else?
And then so Jonathan got stuck with me, which is Emily's boyfriend, and he was like, "Oh, okay, okay, everybody is gone. Okay, yeah, yeah, we'll be on a team," and we
Oh,
dominated.
yeah, teammates.
Yeah, and they're so competitive, so competitive. I mean, they'll yell at each other. It's rough out there, and
Yeah.
we beat Logan and Nate, and then we beat Emily and Haley, which was huge because they are. I mean, they're athletes. They're all athletes.
Oh yeah.
and
And
then
like
me.
physically fit, like crazy fit.
Yeah. At one point, they're just
And you
looking
got
at me.
Gimp over here.
Yeah, looking at me like their brain was like, wait, she's kind of big to be moving that fast. I don't like they couldn't comprehend it. They were like, what's happening? It
So
was so
then
funny.
you were talking about your arm being sore, and you're like, oh yeah, you know the pull-up bar, and they're all like,
They're like looking at me
going,
like,
you
what?
do pull-ups
You
too?
doing pull-ups?
And she goes, no, no, I just was getting it down, it fell, hit my arm. That's all. I
Hit
wasn't
me in my
doing
arm.
pull-ups.
I would not do pull-ups. so so that was really fun. So I'm the pickleball champ right now. I hold the trophy. So I'm pretty excited about that. And
The weak link. Who
yeah, I'll
holds
tell
it?
you what though, between us, my ankle is so weird sore. Like there's just a couple muscles in there are just so sore. I told mom, I was like, man. Oh, she's like, yeah, day 2. I'm like, yeah, I feel it today. Whew, it was
Mhm.
rough.
Better be
I'm not.
careful.
I'm not telling the kids because they will totally take advantage of me next weekend. They'll go for me. They'll hit me with the balls. I mean, Jonathan's yelling, targeting, targeting. I'm like, yeah, they're hitting me with the ball.
Did you have like red dots with the
I
little white
did.
dots?
I did on my leg. I did on my leg. It was pretty funny. Oh, and then so I got to tell you this. This is so funny. So I was sleeping, and I woke up, and I was like, oh, it's springtime, and the birds are singing. And I just woke up so happy to hear the birds, and I was like, this is going to be a great day. And then I realized it was my nose whistling.
You weirdo. You
I was
better
like,
go
damn it.
blow that
There's
nose,
no
you
birds.
nasty.
There's no birds.
Nolan
And
will
then,
do that all the time. He'll be on the couch and I'm like, oh, can you stop whistling? Like, go blow your nose.
well, we've had dust storms like the last couple weeks. There were 2 dust storms. So I cleaned the dust off the first time, and then our hose was just ridiculous. So I threw it away with our bulk pickup. And then another dust storm came in, and I'm like, oh, I don't have a hose to clean up the patio. And you can't sweep
Well,
it or wipe it because there's so much
well,
of
maybe
it.
you should get that nose thing that mom tells you to get.
Oh my gosh. Mom always
You
wants me to
won't
get these
whistle. Which
breathe
one's
strip.
cuter? Whistling while you sleep or waking up with
I am not waking up like that. There's no way. Because she wants me to wear that breathe strip. And I'm like, I'm going to look like a hippo. Roll over, be like, good morning. Like, there's nothing cute about a breathe right strip. Like, no way.
Well, I don't know if you're whistling that loud.
Well, so,
Or you wake yourself up thinking it's birds, you weirdo.
well, so we woke up at like 5 a.m. the other day. And yesterday, and I was like, there's no way I can get up at 5. Because I have to go back to sleep or my day is shot. Come 3 o'clock, I can't keep my eyes open if I'm up at 5. So Jake got up. He's early. He gets up early. And I talked myself into back to sleep. Well, I fell asleep so hard. You know that sleep where you just don't know where you are. You wake up and you're like, where am I supposed to be? What day is it? How long have I been sleeping? And you have crazy dreams. So Jake said he came back in because he thought I was still awake to give me a hug. But I was like curled up. And he said he was just staring at me like, oh, that's so sweet. And how much he loves me. And how sweet I look sleeping. And then I just let out a big... He just laughed at me and walked out. I was like, great, princess. That's why I can't do those breeze strips. Because I don't wake up before him.
Maybe you should because you're snoring now too. You got to come up with something.
I'm always snoring.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, so that was my week. My week was pretty fun. We spent a lot of time with the family and I
Oh
worked a
yeah.
lot this week, but it's been fun.
I know.
I'm
I wish I was
tired.
there.
I know, it was fun.
But
But you had a fun week. You guys went to the fair?
yeah, we had the fair. We got to go to the boys. We're so excited because they got to run around and go with all their buddies and ride the rides. Like Nolan was so excited that he rode the rides this year
Oh,
because
he called me.
this child it has like the worst motion sickness. Like any type of movement, driving, like windy roads, he gets car sick. But whatever. So carnival rides last year. were not very good. We couldn't even. I talked to my girlfriend today. She was reminding me that last year we were we were together at the fair and he got sick at the end. But I was like,
Oh,
wait, wait,
poor
wait.
thing.
We gotta get a picture together. We gotta get everybody together. Nolan, just smile, Nolan, for just a minute. He was he was like here with puke, right? I'm like, oh, just smile. And she was like, Carly, I felt so bad for him. He was so sick. Because 1 minute later, he left the pictures and then he was on all fours at the entry throwing up.
Oh, poor
I
thing.
was
Well,
like, oh
he
God.
called me and he's like, I rode the rides and I didn't get sick. I rode the rides, I didn't get sick. And then all of a sudden you hear in the background of Maddox, he goes, finally, you're not a sissy anymore. I lost it. I was like, no, that's awesome. And then Carly's like, oh, he jumps out of the car. And Carly's narrating as Nolan is chasing Maddox through the yard. He's like, got him. Show, he got him. Yep, he got him. He's tackling his brother. But then they turned it around because we were teasing Nolan later. We were like, yeah, it's a good thing because you couldn't bring a girl to the fair with you. That's not a good look. You can't be like, well, this is really a good night. I'm really having fun with you. I'm like, that's not such a good look. So, and then Maddox made another comment, and Nolan's like, you can't even talk to girls.
Yeah, I know, you can't. He's like, you're gonna be, and then, yeah, and then you were like, oh yeah, you'll be up talking to the girl like, hey, how are you? You wanna come to my house later?
And he said,
Because he
finally,
is
finally,
so
you won't be a
nervous.
sissy anymore and talk to girls. But
Oh,
they're a mess. They're so much fun. They're getting to that
they
age
really
where
are.
they're just so much fun.
They
But
really are. They make me laugh so hard. Like today, I don't know. Should I tell the Hello Kitty? um. So then, well, I was making a comment to Nolan to like just be sweet to everybody, like regardless of what they're wearing or whatever. And he's like, I just don't understand why they're wearing Hello Kitty shoes. Like they're in eighth grade. Like why are you wearing Hello Kitty shoes? Like, that's like little girl shoes. And he's like, I just don't get it. I'm like, well, whatever. Just be nice and say hi to him. He's like, I'm not saying hi. They have their own Hello Kitty friends. I was like, Nolan, I raised you better than that, son. You better go say hi to everybody. It was so funny.
Well, you said like a really sweet thing to him after you left, and I'm like, can I text him? You're like, no, he's testing. But this is our favorite holiday of the year, April Fools.
Ours or yours?
Mine is
Like, I'm
mine.
gonna go with yours, not mine, because I'm usually the culprit that's getting April
You're the one who
Fool's.
makes my holiday so great.
I know.
That's a
The
compliment.
hell? What the hell?
I only got Nate today. We didn't get anybody else, but I didn't want Nate to feel left out because in previous years, we wrap their car in saran wrap and fill the car with balloons, and then I forgot this part, we tie a balloon to the outside so that everybody in the parking lot can see the car. So today, of course, I roped Mom into it. So we went and we went and got all the balloons, but we got the blow up helium balloons. And then so we bought a whole bunch of balloons. I think we bought like 11 of them. And then we had to go get the key fob battery because his spare key fob was dead. So we went and got the new key fob battery, and then we went to the high school to wrap his car. The stupid key fob wouldn't work, so we couldn't put the balloons in. And so we ended up tying the balloons to all his door handles and then wrapped it. We wrapped it with saran wrap. And then we had to wait for him to get out of school. And so I get a call tonight, and he says, did you wrap my car in saran wrap? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, get off my phone. And he hangs up on me. And then he's too sweet, so he called me back, and he's like, did you really do it? He's like, I was asking everybody who did that to my car. He's like, and then I finally thought, maybe it was my mom. It's
I'm surprised that wasn't his first go-to.
I
Because you're like
know.
the queen of April Fools.
And we did it to his sister and his brother. So it wasn't like he didn't know. I mean, he had to
Yeah.
know it was coming. But, he gets so busy, and he's going to practice, and he's just rushing out the door and stuff. He's not thinking it's
Oh
April
yeah, I know
Fool's.
you forget about April Fools. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I know. Trust me.
But we tied 11 balloons to the outside of his car and then wrapped it with saran wrap. And so all of his friends were sending him pictures like, dude, what's wrong with your car? Somebody did something to your car. But it was crazy. We had a lot of fun with it. I'll post a video on it. But it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we've gotten Logan and Emily's. I could not get Nate. That's not fair. It's
Yeah.
like the first year they get their car, we do it. So, but you and I have had some really fun ones. So
Yeah.
last night we started with the big one. I think we should end with that one and start with the smaller ones.
Okay.
So like the one year I did Vaseline on all your door handles.
Oh yeah. So I come home, literally every single knob, every doorknob, every sink faucet, the shower door, everything had a whole slew of Vaseline on it. I was like, really? I was cleaning Vaseline for weeks because then later I'd find it somewhere else. I'm like, damn, they got the closet doors. What the
We're
hell?
thorough. We're thorough.
I mean, they got everything. I couldn't believe it.
But I think that was probably the lamest one. That was the lamest one. I
I
think.
don't know. That sucked. That sucked for
Well, I
me.
guess we kind of have to start with the big one because that's what started it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll start with the big one. So Jake, Logan, and and I mean Emily and Nate were with us, but they were still pretty young. So we went to the thrift store and we bought all of their alarm clocks. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. They only let us buy 5. We had a whole bunch of them, and the guy
Which
wouldn't
is
let us
so
buy them.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wouldn't let us buy them. He goes, "No, that's too many." We're like, "Well, you got like people coming in looking for alarm clocks. These are like 1970s alarm clocks. They're big brown boxes. Like it's so
Ugly
stupid."
old things.
Yeah, and like the radio sounds like, you know, and we're like, "Really? You got people buying these? I don't think so." So they only let us buy 5. So
Thank God.
yeah,
That guy did me a favor.
he did do you a favor.
Otherwise, they'd have been going off every 30 minutes.
So got batteries just in case they found them. We wanted to make sure they would still go off. And then I asked Carly, I was like, "Hey, can I get a key to your condo?" They lived in this little condo when they first got married. And Carly's like, "Oh, yeah, sure, here." She just hands me a key. I was like, "Yes, step 1 done." Like we thought that was going to be hard. And I'm like, "I got the key. I got the key." So they're at work. So Logan, Jake, and I go over and we hide alarm clocks all over their condo. So the first one was under your bed, and that went off at like 12:01. So we have a couple rules on April Fools. It can't be destructive. You can't hurt anybody, and it has to only be on April Fools. So it can't be before or after. It has to just be that day. And so the first one went off at 12:01, and then we hid one behind their dryer, like down below on the dryer, so we spaced them out so that they would have just enough time to say, "Okay, there's not another one," and then go to sleep, and then it would wake them up. So we did the next one like, I don't know, 12 something.
But it's like the worst thing to wake up to because you've never heard that noise before. You've never heard that alarm. So you're like, you wake up and you're like in sheer panic, like trying to figure out where is it coming from? What is that? Is there fire? Is there a fire alarm? Like what's happening right now? Because we've never heard these sounds. Like, and they're like the old alarm clocks that are like
Yeah.
crazy loud. Like what is? So you just wake up in sheer panic, trying to find it too,
Yeah.
because it's not like on your end table. No, the crap was hidden. Like
Yeah.
we had to go find them.
So you're like delirious and you're trying to find where the sound is coming from. And you're not thinking behind the dryer. And then the
No.
third one was up above the microwave on top of the cabinets because we could drop the cord down and plug it in where the microwave was plugged in. So that one was up there.
Yeah.
And then we had one, I think we had like an easy one. Like there was one that was just easy. Like it was just out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the last one was under the TV, and we wrapped the cord through all the cords, and then mixed up the cords and the plug.
It was like behind the TV in all the cords with the cords wrapped around it. Like it was like so hard to get to. That was the worst.
Your cords were a shit show back there, and we just made it worse.
Oh,
we
it was
just
a
like wrap them
complete
all
shit
around.
show.
Yeah.
It was a complete shit show. Like.
And I was
What
like back in the
happened?
day
Like,
where you had DVDs and
Yes,
like
and
all
the
of this
DVD
stuff that you
player.
have to plug into the TV. It wasn't like you had a smart TV.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
cable
gosh.
box, all this stuff. So yeah, that was the best. And so we were up all night because we were waiting for them to go off. So the first time they were like, "Ha, that's funny, you got us." And then the second one they were like, "2, okay, that's funny, but all right, that's enough. That's enough." And then by 3, we were just getting chains of curse words. throughout the whole night. We didn't sleep at all. I think you slept more than we did because we were like, here comes the next one, here comes the next one, and we were just waiting.
Ted was so pissed because he had to get up at like 4 in the morning to go to work. He was so mad, and he was the one finding them all because I'm like delirious, like because we're not getting any sleep either, too. So like by the
Yeah.
third and fourth one, we're like, what is happening?
And you had no idea how many there were and like where they were. So you didn't even know, like, should we keep looking for them or are they done? Like, okay,
I
3,
know,
it's
yeah,
funny.
that's the thing. We didn't know how many there were, so we're like, son of a, if there's any more, I'm gonna confront you. Like Ted was literally walking around the house like Harry, like in Home Alone.
It was awesome.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
so
that was
great. You know, that's
that
the
was
ultimate though.
terrible.
That's the ultimate
Yeah,
though. That's the best. That's the
it is.
best
But
April
seriously,
Fools.
to be on the other end of it sucked.
Oh, I
But
bet.
I
No, I
would love
bet.
to have done it to you. But the fact that you did it to me, that sucks.
Well, then, so that was that year, and then the next year, so Jake taught a Bible study at church, and Carly and I were in our Bible study, and so, of course, we waited till midnight, and then Logan and Jake went over, and we bought the industrial size saran wrap, and they went and wrapped their cars. So they wrapped them with their doors like over the top, and then around it, and then they wrapped them together, and then they wrapped them to the mailbox, right? The trailer and the truck and the car
Oh,
and
it was
everything.
no joke. I mean, they didn't just wrap it twice, Nicole. They wrapped it like 5, 6, 7 times around, and then around this way, around around the mailbox, like multiple times. It wasn't one. You couldn't just go out there and rip it. No, like literally, we had to go get scissors and cut our way out
And you have
because
to cut like layers. You can't even cut through the whole thing. You
yeah,
have to
because it
cut
was
like a
so
layer and then
thick.
another layer. Yeah.
And that night, we never have it out, but we had our truck and trailer out that night because we lived in a HOA neighborhood, so you couldn't have your trailer out. But for whatever reason, we had just gotten one or something, and we had it out in the driveway. So of course they wrapped the trailer and the truck to the car to the mailbox. Like all of the cars were strung together, and we're late. I
And they
got
had
young
babies.
kids.
Yeah, they had babies in car seat. They were always late anyway. And so Jake tells the
Always.
Bible study, he's like, they're going to be a little late today. And we're laughing. And they came in
And
hotter than a chicken. Boy,
And
they
we're
were like,
walking, I'm walking
ah.
outside like with a car seat, walking out like, ready, we gotta go, come on, come on. And then I'm like, shit. These assholes. Ugh. So then we had to go get the scissors and like cut our way out. We were so late to church.
And then
I
you
almost
weren't not
looked
going to
like,
come because you had to come yell at us. So you weren't not going to come.
oh my gosh, that sucked too. Because I hate being late to church, and I was already late. And then the damn cars, we had to cut them all out. Ugh.
But then the next year, so our kids were young and we were going to school and everybody was going to school and stuff. And Ted came and shut our water off. So as we were getting ready for the school in the morning, we had no water. So nobody could take showers, nobody could drink coffee, like nothing happened in our house. And you had to have the tool to turn it off, so we couldn't even turn it back on. So we had to call them to come turn it back on.
Oh, they were so mad. Ooh,
So
they
mad.
were so mad. Like,
So
oh no,
mad.
jokes can't be played on me. So mad.
But the funny thing is like you never know it's April Fool's. So
No, I never.
no, you never know. And you'd think you would even mark it just because we got you so many times that you would be
I
like,
know.
it's coming. I'm going to be prepared for it. I'm going to
I
know it's
know.
April Fool's today.
I
So the
know.
funny thing is that you are not prepared for it. So how is this? Had it been like 4 years ago? You called me. She calls me and I'm in the car and she's like, listen, I just saw this video and if you cut your eyelashes, they will grow back thicker and more full. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I cut my eyelashes. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? I'm trying to process what she's saying to me. I'm like, not your eyebrows, right? She's like, no, my eyelashes. I'll send you a picture. And she sends me a picture, and it looks like she's got splinters coming out of her eyelid. Is that's how short she cut her eyelashes?
I was
I
saying it a little bit more mortified because I had already cut them and I knew I was scared because the one side was really short.
oh
I'm
my
really good with my
gosh.
right hand, but my left hand, I was like, oh, oh no. Oh my gosh.
It was so bad. I could not keep myself together. I had to pull over on the side of the road because I was crying. I said, Carly, today is April Fool's. It was a joke. Like, that's not a real video. She's like, no, it is. I'm like, no, it's an April Fool's video that you got. And I don't even know how you were able to blink without stabbing your lower lid with those little splinter eyelashes. Oh my gosh, it was awful. It was so bad. We had to get her serum to put on them to help them grow back. Because I'm like, are they going to grow back? Because my 90s eyebrows haven't grown back. I don't know if your eyelashes are going to grow back. So, so they did. They did grow back, but not thicker or fuller, right? Just normal.
No, just like normal. Yeah. They're not like super long or anything. They're back.
And then I was concerned that the serum was going to make them like the Snuffleupagus hair. And just, you were just going to have like big old eyelashes like, hey, y'all. Like real hair. You know, not eyelash hair, but like real hair. I don't know. I can't get into the whole fake eyelash thing. I've seen a few that are really cute and they've done well. But then I see some and how do you keep your eyes open? They're so
You guys
heavy.
really liked them. You really liked mine when I got them because I did it as a joke before they were popular. Because I did this before they.
Oh, that you had to get them because you had no eyelashes.
But I put them on and you guys were like, "Oh, those are really nice. They look good." They don't
Because
look
your
bad."
eyes were kind of naked for a little while.
Yeah.
But they
you
did look good.
Yeah, but you guys gave me a hard time, and then like 3, 4 months later, everybody had them. I'm like,
Everybody
what the
had
hell?
them. I know. You started a trend. Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they look really good. They're really well done. But then sometimes they're just over the top, and you're like, who? How is that okay? I mean, they're huge.
Yeah,
And they're
and
like
then
way down their eyes.
I know I'm like, is it gonna fall off? It's not.
And the
Is
whole
it
time
fall
I'm
off?
talking to them, I'm like this. I just have my eyes wide open. Like, when you hold your eyes open,
Yeah.
yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But
And then what about the year with you and Jake?
oh, yeah. So we also have another rule that Jake and I don't get each other on April Fools because we. So we decided. I decided to get Jake and tell him that I was pregnant, and this was before we had kids. So I made the mistake of telling his parents that I was going to get him because I didn't want them to get excited, that we were pregnant and we weren't pregnant. So his dad spilled the beans to him. So he knew that I was coming with that. Well, I had a friend that was pregnant, so I had her pee on a stick. So I had this pregnancy test and everything. And so I'm rolling with it. And so he had his boss write a letter that he was being transferred to Texas,
Yeah.
actually, which is pretty funny, or Arizona. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. So by the whole thing was done, we were basically packing, and I'm buying a crib. Like, neither one of us were giving in. Okay, we're packing. Let's pack the house. We're gonna
You're
move.
like, I'm taking it to the end.
Let me go. I'm gonna go get the crib so we can take it with us because I'm having a baby and wherever state we're going to. Like, we would not give in. We're way too competitive. So we just made a pact that we wouldn't get each other because it was too much. There was too much involved. I mean, his boss almost transferred him just to make it right. Like, it was bad. It was bad. So we decided we should not get each other.
I
But
don't think I've ever gotten Ted. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten him.
you don't even know it's April Fool's Day.
I know. Did you notice anything on your car today? By chance?
No. Did you put something on my car?
You didn't notice anything?
I didn't notice. I'm gonna have to go look. Did our mother put it? That
It was so big. How did you miss it?
what do I have in my car? Do you know how many showings I went to today? Do you know how many places I've been?
I know, and your clients all think you're fun.
Oh gosh, is it upside down pineapple? You jerk. You can't see it. You can't see it, but hold it back by you. Like put it on your chest. Oh my gosh, that's on my car.
It says down for shenanigans.
Oh, great.
The other one says, let the good times roll.
You have two of them? There's two of them on my car.
No, one's on Jake's.
I cannot
Let the
believe
good
her.
times roll.
That's terrible. I'm so proud of you. Like a little bit of me is proud of you, but the other part of me is just processing how many places. I went to a network meeting today.
They're all going to see you a little bit different.
I showed 5 houses. I went to my office. Dude, I went everywhere today. I cannot believe you.
Oh, my half the tables have turned.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. How'd I miss it? It's a giant pineapple. How'd I miss it? And that was my idea.
Everyone's going to be coming up to you being like, shenanigans, huh?
Well, you know I have to be careful because I already have that Nicole that's a swinger from that party.
Your mother pulled it off for me.
She didn't even giggle. She didn't giggle one time. That's why she stayed in the car. She's like, I'll just stay in the car. Just tell him I'm on the phone. Okay. That's why she stayed in the car. We've been to the dollar store, to high school, everywhere. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do with you? Everywhere. Logan and Haley didn't even tell me, and they parked behind me. Like, what in the world? How in the world did I not see that? She kept a straight face. Judy!
I'm so proud of her.
She did keep a straight face.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you.
Shenanigans, huh?
Oh man, you were waiting for that, weren't you? You were just waiting for that the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I didn't really know what I was going to tell you. Sucker.
All fair in love and war, I guess. I'm so proud of you. Golly, I can't. I gotta like process how many people saw it now.
You have to apologize to everybody for your shenanigans.
You put a thing on my car before. You put that I love my terrier.
Yeah,
The Yorkie when I had the Yorkie.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I still have that sticker. I'm probably not gonna keep the pineapple though. That's a little too weird for me. But man, you're a mess.
Oh man. So yeah. So what else do we got? Let's see.
You're such a jerk. Well, last night we talked about. I was talking about this Facebook post because you were talking about getting. I know why. Because we were going to get a friend of ours. So a friend of ours actually put. A friend of ours put a sticker on my car, for sale sign on my car a couple years ago. And they listed it for like a ridiculous low price. So I got calls all day from it.
All day. You had like 20-something calls. Like,
yeah,
it was like ridiculous.
All day. I had people call it because it was a ridiculous price. I mean, they were like, hell yeah, Suburban. Yeah, I want that car. So, people looking at my windows and stuff. It's a little dirty, but I think the leather looks good. It should be fine.
Looks like they live in this car.
But I do want to mention it because I did post it on our Facebook. So we were talking about getting them back, but we had to wait a little bit. We don't want them to be, we don't want them to suspect. So We were going to put 100 chicks in their backyard. But the problem is we were like, how do you get 100 chicks in their backyard? You can't just throw little chickens over the fence. Like, you can't do that because they have a lock on their fence. So we were like, "Oh, okay, that doesn't work." But we did look into a llama, and the llama was only $350. So that way we were like, well, we could definitely get a llama.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, right? It would be worth it, wouldn't it? I better be careful because I gave you the idea of the stupid pineapple. I'm going to have a stupid llama in my backyard.
You're going to have a llama.
But
We'll be a bunch of chicks.
yeah, so then that's how we started because I was teasing that you might have a llama in your backyard. And we were laughing about the Facebook, like how you find these weird, like you said, I want a zebra. What the hell? How do you find a freaking zebra? You don't just go on Facebook and find a zebra. And so,
well, if you're going to get me a rare animal, I want a zebra.
I tried to get you a camel, and you poo-pooed that. But
Yeah.
thought it would be great. I mean, kind of cool to have a camel, I'm just saying.
Well, then there's always what you saw on Facebook. You could get me that.
So we were talking about that, and I was laughing because I saw this ad on Facebook, and I'm going to have to just read it to you because it was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and it made me laugh just out loud. So the comment is, okay, everyone, anyone in the Sanger area, please be on the lookout for Rue. He got out from home in Crowling Road in the I-35 area. That's a highway. It's a big highway. If anyone sees him, etc., please call Ricky. They put his number. He's harmless. Just grab him if you can. Thanks.
he's like a massive kangaroo.
Look,
too,
he's like a
buff.
he's like a 6-foot kangaroo. Look at him. He's freaking huge, right? He's wearing
with a diaper on.
He's wearing a diaper, and then I laughed as I said, "Do we really need like a picture of him? If I'm in the city and I see a kangaroo, am I gonna be like, is that Rue? Let me look. Hold on. Let me see. It kind of looks like him, but he doesn't have his diaper on, so I'm not really sure. And I'm like, how do you get him in the car? Like, do you bring Scooby snacks? Like, does he eat French fries?
Jelly beans.
Do you strap him in? I mean, like, I don't understand. Do anything like little arms? Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do?
Spot in your face as you're driving in the back seat.
Rue, settle down back there. Here's some more Scooby snacks. Like, grab him? I'm not gonna grab a kangaroo. Like, what am I? What? Hold him until you get there? I got him. No big deal. Like,
they're known for like jumping back and ripping your intestines out. Like that's what they do. Like I'm not gonna go hold your kangaroo and hope he doesn't take my intestines with him. Like,
here, Rue. Just one little cookie at a time into
jelly
the car.
bean.
You're like Tommy Boy. You look back at your car, it's all tore up, and Rue's like, he's just standing there all flexed out.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? I just laugh so hard, and it comes up every time on my memories, and I'm like, well, I hope they found Rue. I mean, was he just driving down the road, just a kangaroo hopping down the street? Like, what the?
I wonder if they did ever find him.
Should I call Ricky and ask?
I mean, I think if a car came, he'd probably be able to jump over it, right? Shoot a kangaroo.
It's a kangaroo. Is that a deer?
It
No, it's a
jumped over
kangaroo.
us. We're good. Okay.
It's a kangaroo. It's a kangaroo. Well, then, not too long after that, there was a tiger walking through a Houston neighborhood. Like in a neighborhood with houses next door to each other, fences, sidewalks. Freaking 900-pound tiger just walking through the
down
neighborhood.
the street with your little poodle. Like, what the hell is a tiger in the road?
Yeah, a freaking tiger. I mean, literally like a 900-pound tiger just walking through somebody's yard. I would shit my
do you really
pants.
call animal control? At
Yeah,
that
who do you
point,
call?
like, I don't think they have the capabilities of catching a tiger.
I know, and then it was funny because they had like some weird comment on the news about like if this is your tiger or something. We're like, who's gonna admit that they're housing a 900-pound tiger? First off, that's like a
It's
huge
illegal to have.
Yeah, that's a huge crime. And I'm like, and they ended up finding out it was some drug lord that had it, like some drug guy or whatever had it in his house. And I'm like, yeah, he's not really gonna confess. Yeah, come over. Hey, I lost my tiger. I've been
Oh,
putting
you
up
have
posters.
Princess. Could you bring her
I've
back for me?
been, I've been putting up posters all around the neighborhood. Nobody's returning her. Like, what the heck? And
Well,
then,
yeah, we had a tiger loose here in Ocala. It wasn't that far because we live close to the Ocala National Forest. And it was actually the weekend the boys were begging me to go camp on the trampoline. And I'm like, oh, heck no, you're going to find a tiger in the night. Like, you can't be going out there because that thing can get in that trampoline, no problemo.
your kids have like SpongeBob masks on their back, like on the back of their heads,
Yeah,
while they're doing
yeah.
the yard. They swinging with a mask on
Them
their
or
back.
me. Like, I'm gonna have it on me. I'm scared.
Isn't that how they deter the tigers? Because the tiger won't
Yes,
like attack
if
you if
you
it's
see me
looking at it
walking
or something.
around, yeah, if you see me walking around with a mask on the back of my head, mind your business.
One of those old Halloween masks from the 70s, you know, that's just like that creepy face. You just have it on the
They
back.
really do, though. They really do because they won't. They'll if they're looking at you, or if you're looking at it, it won't stalk you or attack you. So,
Right, it like waits for you to turn around or something. Like we
yeah,
know. Like we know. We don't even
I've
have a
seen it.
cat.
Listen, I've seen it on Nat Geo.
We
Okay,
don't
I
even
know.
we don't even have a cat. But that, that's the other thing. It's like, how does a 900-pound tiger get out of your house? Like, it doesn't scurry
Probably went
by your
over and opened
feet.
the door,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't scurry by your
scratched,
feet. Well, that's how Rue
scratched
got
right through
out,
the
because Rue
wall.
has hands. I'm like, how do you lose a fucking kangaroo? Like, oh, we left the front door open. What? Like, how do you lose that? You're not even supposed to have that, and then you lose it? Golly, that's crazy. But, so, so speaking of not having cats, I think cats are super cool, but I could never have one because our whole family's so allergic. I mean, it's a hot mess when we're around cats. We're like Quasimodo, like, like all swelled up and can't breathe. And you're like, but it was so soft. And you're like, I'm going to die now. But um, uh, I can't have cats because they like, I thought, well, I'm going to get a cat, outdoor cat, and it'll eat the lizards out back,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because the lizard lays her nest in our yard, so every year we have 30 hatchlings of these terrible lizards that love our house. And then I thought, oh no, that cat will bring me gifts. He'll bring it to me. So when we lived in Florida, we didn't have a cat, but the neighbors had cats. And every time I would come home and there'd be something dead at the front door or barely dead. So like a rat that's like, ugh. Just a little bit further. I'm like, oh God, I gotta kill another rat, like a bird, snake. So I'm like, I don't even have a cat. And I would look over and the cat would be sitting off to the side. And he would just look at me like, you're welcome,
You're
girl.
welcome.
You're welcome.
Just do my neighborly thing,
You're welcome, girl. You know I love you. I'm like, stop bringing me things. I don't even know why you like me. But the cat loved me, kept bringing me gifts, leaving me dead stuff. And I thought, oh, hell no. That if I
I
had a
love
cat.
those videos where they do that, where the cat will bring the like rat into the house, like,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, "What do you have?" And then the cat drops it and then scurries off at him. I love those.
That's why I can't have a cat. Could you
Ugh.
imagine? Cat be
There's
bringing stuff in
nothing
the
worse
house?
than a rat or mouse running across your feet, and it's
No,
happened
a
to me
lizard.
because
A lizard. That's
when
worse.
I had horses, we had an issue with mice, and they got into our attack room, into my feed. And one day I'm in there and I opened something and it literally crawled up and over like my ankles where I could
Oh.
feel it. And oh God, it was so gross. Oh, that's
I
so.
mean, I'm not afraid of mice or rats, but I don't like necessarily want them coming out at me when I'm not expecting it. We had that rat in Florida at the same house, and the kids were home, and it was at our front door, but you have to kill it because if you don't, they multiply quickly. So I got the shovel, and I go to kill the rat, and so I'm chasing the rat, and Logan's running behind me screaming, murderer.
Across the cul-de-sac.
Across the cul-de-sac.
You're a murderer.
I'm killing the rat, and he's yelling murderer, crying. I'm like, there's step one of therapy.
We had a rat. Sorry, my package is so bad. We had a rat in at our old house because we lived on a preserve, so there was always them out there. Did I already tell this story on here?
I don't think
I
so.
can't remember. So one night we're all sitting out at the campfire. We're sitting in the backyard and we're hanging out, and I look over and I'm like, is that a rat? And Ted's like, it is a rat. So he gets up and goes and gets a shovel. Well, this thing like ran down our wooden fence
Oh.
on like the 2x4 that's on the inside, It's running down. Well, Ted has a shovel and he's smashing the fence all the way down. Like, this is the rat all the way down. I'm like, dude, our fence. He about took our whole fence down trying to get this damn rat.
That's what I'm saying. You have to get them or they multiply.
He didn't get it.
Well, I always tease because we lived on the preserve too, so our whole side of our house was woods, and so we had all kinds of animals come in the yard. We had hogs, lots of snakes, lots of birds, possum. Oh yeah, the possum. Like we had all of this stuff there, and so these pygmy rattlers would come up to our front door all the time and be in our backyard. So I was always killing snakes, like little rattlesnakes, and I would hit them with my 9-iron, and then so I would kill them, and then I would hit them into the woods, and so I always teased that I had to go get my 9 to kill the snakes, and I laughed because like my kids watched me kill these snakes, kill the rats, and yet still don't listen to me. Like,
I know they know you're crazy, but they still
I'm killing a rattlesnake in front of you, and you still don't listen to me. Like, what do I have to do to make you listen to me?
Don't you see this crazy?
Does this not scare you at all? Nothing? Like, what is wrong with, why are you not afraid of me?
Today, I'm on the phone with Mom and Nicole, and we had to leave to go get Nolan, and Dane was just throwing a fit. He did not want to go.
He did not want to go.
He goes and gets underneath the pool table, and I'm sitting there threatening him. And he has no care. He's just laying under the pool table like, I don't care. I don't even much less care what you say. Go ahead. You want to spank me? Like, you didn't even care.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do we have to do for them to be scared of us?
I know. Like,
Oh.
see?
With that house,
I am, kid.
we had a huge hawk that would come and sit in the back on the back fence, and it was a female because she had a nest right in the woods, so you could hear her, and you could hear the babies. And one day I was out getting the mail or something, and all of a sudden I just heard this huge rattle, like a huge rattlesnake rattle, and I look over, and that hawk came down. The hawk came down, grabbed the rattlesnake out of our yard. The rattlesnake was that big around. It was huge. It was so big, and the hawk came and grabbed it, and you could hear it rattling as she took it up. And when she got to the nest, you could hear all the babies crying and stuff, and I was like thinking, I was just standing out there in the yard watching this happen, like watching National Geographic, right, in real life.
Thank God she didn't drop it on you.
Right? And I'm thinking, all you can hear are the babies crying, and I'm like, I feel you. She's like, for the love, let me fucking kill it first. I'll give you food. Like, they're just yelling at her, and I was like, I feel you.
Eat the kids.
I feel you, Mama. I feel you. Like, I just remember standing out there in the yard, just thinking about that. But yeah, huge rattlesnake.
You just reminded me, thinking of the bird dropping something. Do you remember when we went to the beach and Jake was sitting there just hanging out in his chair, and we're all just sitting around, and all of a sudden a seagull flew over and dropped an eaten chicken wing right in his lap. Like, it fell in his stomach.
So
because he lounged back in the chair and it just dropped right in his stomach.
And the seagull landed and just stared at him like, can I have it back, please?
Excuse me. Excuse me, I think I dropped something. Can I have that, please? And he was mortified. He was so disgusted. We all were, because that beast, it was chewed. Like,
it was
somebody
so gross. So gross. Well, we used to have Logan. Remember, we'd take him have a chip, and he would run down the beach, and all the seagulls would chase him. And he
had no idea, and he's like, ha ha ha, running down the
Yeah.
beach, and then he turns around, and there's like 30 seagulls behind him, and he drops it and screams, running, and we're crying. Can you imagine what all the people on the beach were thinking? Like, look at these asshole moms doing this. Like,
We're like, here,
we totally
do it
set
again.
him up.
Do it
Yeah,
again.
do
And
it
he'd be
again,
like,
do it
okay.
again.
And he'd just run on the beach again. And they're like savage. Those birds are savage.
Oh
They're
my
so
God.
bad. But yeah, that was fun. Well, when I worked at the golf course, there would be, the ospreys were real big, and so one time we were on the fairway, and I was a beverage cart, so I was just waiting for them to hit their shots and stuff, and this guy's like lined up to hit, and all of a sudden an osprey drops a huge fish on him. I mean, the fish had to be a foot
Oh
long.
my gosh.
It was huge, and the osprey literally just sat there like, dude, can you move? I mean, this fish is just flopping on the fairway. The guy's standing there like, what do I do? He's getting ready to hit his ball, and the fish like hit him on his back as he was standing there. It was the
That's
best.
crazy.
It was so much fun.
Well, if we're ever outside, if I'm ever with anybody or anything, like if I'm outside and a bird's coming my way, you'll see me. I'm like, oh hell, oh hell, oh the bird. And I have like this fear about them flying over me because I've been pooped on so many times. Like I'm
Oh.
like, that is the worst to feel that that hit, and you're like,
You're
oh
like,
shit,
oh.
I know what that is.
You're like, it's there. It's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, it's in my hair, right? There. Yeah, it's in your hair. Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime they come, I'm like, oh. And everyone's looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I only get nervous when it's a pelican.
Bird,
I'm like,
bird.
well, if it's a pelican, I'm like, oh, that's a big
Oh,
one. I've seen
yeah.
that one. That's a big one.
Or vultures. Like, that is disgusting. They're so nasty. So I'm always forever running if I see vultures.
Where are you at that you're at vultures around you? Maybe we should start
Everywhere.
there.
They're always, why? They're always out.
I guess you do live out in the country.
Yeah, we do. So they come to my property a lot too. Like, I don't understand. Like, they do. They'll come and fly out back. Them, and crows. We have tons of crows.
Yeah.
And eagles and the hawks.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other day we had an owl. We have a really big owl. Well, Ted goes out and he's like, Carly. He calls me at like 6:00, 5:30 or something, like stupid early before I have to get up. And he's like, sorry to wake you up, but there's a rabbit in the driveway and its head was eaten off. I was like, what? So now I can't sleep. I'm like, what is happening? He takes a picture and sends it to me. He's like, look at your picture. Ew. Well, yeah. So he must have scared it off. But we didn't know
Oh.
at that time that it was an owl. But we're like, what the hell? Like, the whole head and the front legs were gone. It was just
Yeah.
the back half of a rabbit. So we're like, oh shit, what's out there?
Is somebody leaving us a message?
Yeah, I know. So I took the dogs out on a leash that morning. I was so scared. I didn't want to say anything to the kids. Like, I was like, ugh.
And I was like, take my half of the rabbit, I take your dog. Fair.
Yeah,
Trade.
yeah. Well, no, so he left it because he was going to work. So he left it. And I was like, I'll just leave it. I'll get it. I'll take care of it, Well, then I went out there in the morning to go find it. It was gone.
Oh, yeah.
So
It came
the
back
owl
and did it.
came back. I think he scared it.
Yeah.
And then it came back. So.
We have an owl that lives in the tree across from us, but it perches on our house. And I saw like, yeah, all the droppings and bones and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? Why are there
Yeah.
so
It
many
is creepy to
bones?
find an owl poop. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it is.
It's
Full bone.
gross. It looks like mold, but it's got bones in it. It's so creepy. And I'm like, what is that? And then I realized I heard the owl, and we don't have mice or rats in our house, but a lot of our neighbors will get them. They find them on their sticky traps and stuff and have droppings. But we've only had droppings once, and that's when I set up that rat trap and I put a little charcuterie board on them. Jake's like, what are you doing? I go, I put cheese out. It didn't come. So now I'm trying peanut butter. And then Jake was like, he thought I was crazy. So then I was just going with it. So I put little crackers and made like a little charcuterie board. And he's like, and it was right in the doorway. He's like, what is wrong with you? He's like, there's no mouse in our garage because he's like, what do you think? It doesn't like peanut butter? I'm like, maybe. Maybe it prefers cheddar over.
You got sharp cheddar, mild cheddar,
A little
like
Gouda,
mozzarella.
a little
You got
smoked
some-
Gouda, sesame crackers, regular crackers.
We're good. We got the whole thing. We're sure to catch them.
I was going to buy a little Lunchable and just set it out.
We're sure to catch them. We got this.
He's like, it's gone.
Nailed it.
It's gone. I'm like, I'm going to try again. And Nate and I were just messing with him. Then we just kept adding like little things to it.
Peanuts. Some pickles.
Some dried fruit. It started to get too heavy because you know it's like the paper over the bucket of water.
Oh, yeah.
You put it on, and it started to get too heavy. I was like, oh, I gotta cool off my charcuterie board for the rat.
They're really smart, so you really gotta sway them with a good charcuterie board.
A little red wine, clear the palate. Yeah, but so we only had it one time, but I think it's because the owl perches there. So, and I don't want to put any poison out because I don't want to kill the owl. So I don't want to poison anything. I wish owls ate lizards. I don't think they do. But yeah, it's a mess. But anyway, well,
happy April Fool's Day,
yeah,
sister.
you jerk. I gotta go get the pineapples on my car if I forget. Maybe I'll leave it on Jake. Oh, I can't wait to show him. He's gonna be like, no way.
Did he go anywhere today?
Oh, everywhere. He went to clients. He went all over town. He went to the network meeting. Then he went to 2 jobs. It's like 2 offices. Yeah. Hot mess.
This is a good day.
Well, I'm sorry our show didn't work yesterday, but this one was fun too. So we're glad you came. And we'd love to hear your April Fool's stories and all the things you did. A friend of mine tried to get me this morning that she said she'd moving to Seattle. And I was like, you jerk. And then I was like, oh, I hope she's really not moving to Seattle.
I know. It wasn't April Fool's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, you jerk. Like, I was like, called her out on it. And then I looked at Mom and I was like, I hope she really didn't get another job. But yeah. And then I felt bad because then I called her out on her joke and everybody was like, really? You really did that to us? I was like, I'm sorry.
So funny.
All right, well, I'll see you on Monday.
All right. Love you. Thanks,
All right,
everyone.
love you. Bye.